Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where the sun's always shining and the stories are even brighter. Each episode, we bring you closer to the neighbors, local legends, and beachside businesses that make Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Pull up a beach chair, grab a drink, and let's meet the people who make this island feel like home. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Well Care Services Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbors. Today we have good neighbor, Gregg Flowers.
Morning. How you doing?
Absolutely great. Cannot complain. The sun's out, water's
AC.
beautiful. Yeah, we're inside. We're in badass coffee, if you can't tell.
Absolutely.
But so why don't we share a little bit about who you are and where you're from and all the good details.
I'll give the elevator speech. Sure.
Right.
Just this last May would have marked 3 years we've been down here.
Okay.
My wife Sarah and I moved down from Lewis Center, Ohio, which is just outside of Columbus.
All right.
We have a blended family, 4 amazing kids, but our youngest just turned 21 in February. And 3 years ago, when we said, hey, we kept teaching our kids, go live your life, live your dream. And
Right.
we realized we weren't doing that. So we decided, you know what, it's time to, practice what we preach. So as soon as he graduated, we literally moved down here a month before he graduated, had to fly back up to his graduation. Been down here 3 years, worked for the family business in Ohio for almost 30 years in logistics. Tried logistics down here the same, but
Not the same.
no,
Right?
I wanted a Florida job. So got in the marina business.
Really?
Worked at Moss Marine for a year, and last 3 months been at over here at Snook Bay. So
Okay. All right.
that's the long.
Did you have
short of it.
experience in that? Or
None.
Really?
None. My wife worked at Ridge Shrimp for a while,
Okay.
and I was bar back in there, and I was just getting burnt out on logistics. 30
Yep.
years.
All
I
right.
just
Too long, too much.
yeah,
Right?
I wanted something different. So actually, Lisa from Ridge Shrimp introduced me to the dock master there, Mallory. Said, "You ever think about marina life?" And when I interviewed, I told Gary, I said, "I don't know anything about this.
Right.
It's basically logistics on water. I get it. We got to put boats in the barns. We got to make customers happy, which
Yep.
I have no problem with. But I thought, why not? Took a leap
Right.
of faith. Realized that enjoying your job is a lot more better than a paycheck. I mean,
Agree.
we all love to have money to pay bills and buy a coffee, a badass coffee.
Yes, exactly.
But I realized one thing being down here that it's not about money; it's about just enjoying life. And even when we moved from Ohio, a lot of older people had told us, "Don't wait till we retire. Go down and enjoy it." And we have no regrets. I mean, we did move down here about 4 or 5 months before Ian, so that was a
Good timing, right?
yeah,
Right?
that was a everybody says you got baptized, more like waterboarded, but a lot more people had it worse off than us. We were about 20 minutes off island, but got that experience right away. And we were talking beforehand. Been here 3 years, but one thing I love about Fort Myers is that if you've been here 3 weeks or 3 years, people, as long as you're good, if
Yep.
you're good people, you become a local just like that. So I kind of consider myself one of the last locals.
Nice. And that's what it is. It's the sense of community down here.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot of struggles over the last
Yes.
couple of years. But it's just a testament to the community and the people here that
The way
help
people
support
pull
each
together.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like you said, as you get older in life, you want to surround yourself with good
Mhm.
people and good
Yeah.
vibes. And that's what we're trying to do. So did we ask you why Fort Myers? How did you figure this is where I want to go?
You did not, but yes. We actually, at one point, we thought about Nashville. We loved Nashville, but we realized it still snows there. So cross that off the list.
Right?
We had some friends from Ohio that
Even the panhandle.
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
over.
we had some friends that moved down to Florida, and we kind of we visited them. They were in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Spent some time there just vacationing. Too fast paced for me. When they moved actually over to Cape a year later, we came down to visit them at Cape. Came down to Fort Myers a little bit, and Fort Myers reminds us of the small town we're from.
Yep.
Except with amazing sunsets and sunrises and sand and everything else.
Exactly.
So that's why we fell in love with Fort Myers. Yeah.
Very nice.
It made us still feel like part of Ohio, but with the beach vibe, which we love.
And you touched on a little bit about being part of the community. Yeah, there's some things that you're doing to help
Yes.
give back or support the community.
Yeah, we try and definitely volunteer where we can. We're trying to get involved in the chamber. And I think one thing I started years ago, just to kind of dive into my past, like going through a divorce. It was a tough time, and I realized, I can sit here and whine about it or get up and do something about it. And I started helping my friends that were going through divorce.
Nice.
Sometimes when you go through, whether it's a hurricane in life,
Yep.
if someone else has been through it, having said that, us dealing through Ian, there are people down here that said what to expect. That's what we're going to do. We had no idea. But the same thing with my buddies that were going through divorce. I realized how I was inspiring them helped inspire myself. So I'm not the best pickleball player. I'm not the best golfer. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not the richest guy in the room. But I think God gave me a gift to help inspire people. So, every day I try and get up and, I do have a page called Inspire 365 on Facebook, and I don't do it for 1 million likes.
Yep.
It never fails. I'll put a post on there, or a video I did years ago, and I'll have one person not like it, but they'll send me a message and say, dude, your 5-minute video helped me so much. And that's what I do it for.
Right.
And I truly feel that's what a gift that God gave me was to always look at the bright side. I'm very optimistic. There's always, just like last night, we had about an hour and a half storm down here as I'm driving home. There's always a rainbow. There's always.
And there was.
Yeah, there was. It was a double. And so to answer your question, I think I'm starting to really develop some followers down here, not so much for the followers, but people that are understanding that, oh my gosh,
I'm not alone.
I'm not alone. People like yourself, I could tell the first time I met you, throw off that vibe of being positive and inspiring other people. And I think we need more of that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. It's kind of why I definitely accepted your invitation to do this podcast. We need more people like this. There's so much negative.
We're trying to focus on the positive things. Why people should visit here, but just life in general. Be positive. I went through the same thing. Went through a divorce, took me to my knees. And, am I going to let this bury me? It did for a long time. But then after a while, I figured, I'm the one that's going to have to stand up and move forward and forgive everybody. It happened, whatever.
Just start with forgiving yourself.
Exactly. And that's what you need to do. And you find yourself moving forward. And like you, I try to post positive things on a daily basis. And you don't realize how many people, like you said, you touch. When I have strangers come out to me and they don't even like what I post, but they see it and they're like, you don't know how much it means to me every morning to see that every morning.
And a lot of people are so worried about. My thing I noticed is I can post something about a divorce I went through or a struggle with a job or just life in general. And especially the divorce, a lot of men didn't want to like it because then they would say, oh, is he going through a divorce? But I would always get those messages, or I would be out and someone would say, man, I haven't seen a video in a while. And I really missed those. I'm like, I didn't even know you watched it. Right. So I definitely don't do it for the likes, but when those people walk up to me, it's not an ego thing. It's just like, all right,
exactly.
God, it works.
I'm touching somebody. Like I said, if it's only one person, that's
right. Exactly.
That's what it's about.
And I think that's what you're doing here. Not only are you promoting, the island, but you're just really trying to push that positiveness because it'll take you and I 5 seconds if we jump on Facebook right now to go down, scroll, and boom, there's someone complaining about something, or someone trying to be positive. And someone's trying to beat them down or argue with them, and it's just keyboard muscles.
Like I said, we live in paradise. So I think my new slogan is no shade, just sunshine. And I love that because the sun is always shining. I had an old basketball coach who told me that. He goes, the sun will come up tomorrow. How brightly it shines, it's up to you.
True.
Look at that.
Or usually what I tell people is, find the sunshine or be the sunshine.
Right?
I mean, because, it's going to be a rainy day. Someone's going to be complaining about how it's raining, but okay, when it rains down here, it cools off for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And one thing I've noticed down here in Ohio, if it's going to rain, it's going to rain all day. Here, it's going to rain. It's going to rain for about a half hour.
Right? Gets you a little wet, a little bit of lightning, and it'll be gone, and we'll be right back to the beach. So that's what it's all about. But anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
Don't be afraid to be yourself. I mean, we met. Didn't really meet the first time, but we were actually here for a network event for the chamber. And number one, a lot of people don't like to network. And it's not so much the old ways of networking. You go out and pass out 25 business cards, you grab 5 and go home and you email them and try to get their business. I've noticed down here the networking, it was a good business event, but it's still more, it gave us a chance to meet each other. And then the few days later, we meet each other at Sandy Bottoms. And, there again, it was hot as all get out, but people are out there intermingling. I think we need more people like yourself that are trying to throw the positive vibe out there, because while we're doing that, we're also helping people like, the Millers trying to get their business up and running because they want to get more tourists here. Not only just more tourists, I think a lot of times people, I've worked in the industry down here as far as bar backing, and it gets stressful. But more importantly, we also want to have a place to go just hang out and just enjoy a sunset. So one thing I can say is if you're watching this, just be yourself as long as you're positive. And if you're looking for someone to help build that positiveness, talk to
That's
Cabo or look me up.
And then, on the other side of it too, is like, come to the beach. There's a lot of good things happening here. I spoke with somebody the other day, and he's like, I live just off the island because I come to the island and spend my money. Because I could drive that way and go to Publix, so I could drive to the beach and spend my money. Even go to the goods here locally, where spend my money locally and support the people that are here.
And you can tell the people that appreciate that. Because, there's many times I could stop on the way home at a Publix. I work right by one, and just putting the money back into the island is the big thing. And I will say, one of the cheapest things to do and most enjoyable things to do is just catch a sunset. We were taking advantage of that when we first moved down here, and then recently we haven't been doing as much. I told my wife and my daughter who lives with us, I was like, people will save up their money all year to come down here and catch one good
they get a sunset, right?
We can do it for free. And to me, that's one of the coolest gifts down here is pack a cooler, go sit on the beach, and just watch a sunset. I've seen what I thought was a green flash once.
Right.
So always looking for that. But the sunsets are amazing here.
Right. And they're different every day.
Yes, they're priceless. But they hold so much value. Kind of like your personality.
I agree. That's why when I beach all day. Sunrise to sunrise.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, it's going to be different every day.
Yeah, exactly.
God's high fives.
That's it. I love it. Well, Greg, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for being such a good neighbor. And we're definitely going to see more of you around.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where community meets paradise. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and keep the good vibes going. Until next time, stay sunny, stay salty, and keep being a good neighbor. Also, to nominate your favorite neighbors, local legends, heroes, or island businesses to be on the show, go to CaboWaboGym.com, that's CaboWaboGym.com, or call 239-427-4100. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Well Care Services, Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all